Imagine for a moment that every object in the universe, every planet, every star, every pebble on the ground, is pulling on every other object with a mysterious, invisible force. That's what we call gravity, and it's so familiar that we hardly question it. We think we understand it. Heavier objects pull harder, lighter ones pull less, and everything falls because a force tugs it down. Simple, right? But here's the astonishing part. What you believe about gravity, what everyone believes, is only the surface of a far deeper, stranger truth. Isaac Newton gave us the elegant equation. Force is directly to product of masses of object, and inversely proportional to square of the distance between centers of objects. Masses attract. Distances matter. Predict planets. Explain falling apples. It's so precise that for centuries it seemed like the final word. But the universe has a way of quietly whispering, "Not so fast." Because there's a cosmic tension lurking beneath this simplicity. Mercury, the innermost planet of our solar system, refuses to follow Newton's rules exactly. Light itself seems indifferent to Newtonian pull. And somehow, Einstein would show that gravity isn't even a force in the way we think. It's geometry, the curvature of space-time itself. The contradiction is breathtaking. Gravity feels like a force you can push against, yet it is not a force at all. It bends, stretches, and shapes the very fabric of reality. And the question that physicists have grappled with for over a century is simple, yet mind-bending. Why does mass, why does matter, create this mysterious pull at all? To think about it is to realize that what we take for granted, apples falling, planets orbiting, objects sticking to the Earth, is hiding a truth that challenges our intuition, our senses, and even the way we imagine the universe. And that's exactly where we're going to start. By peeling back layer after layer, we'll see how the world's most familiar force turns out to be a window into the deep structure of reality itself.
Let's take a step back and look at something you see every day. An apple falling from a tree. Simple, ordinary, mundane. Yet that same falling apple once sparked a revolution in human thought. Isaac Newton looked at apples, and more importantly, at the motion of planets, and asked a question that seems obvious in hindsight. Why do things fall? Why do the moon and planets orbit the sun instead of flying off into space? Newton imagined the universe as a giant, perfectly predictable clockwork. Every object pulls on every other object, and this invisible tug obeys precise mathematical laws. With a few assumptions and a bit of ingenuity, he was able to explain why planets move in ellipses, why moons circle their planets, and why tides rise and fall. Newton's law of universal gravitation felt like a key turning in a lock, unlocking the cosmic dance of the heavens. It's beautiful in its simplicity. Mass attracts mass, and the strength of that attraction falls off with the square of the distance. You can measure it, calculate it, and predict the future motion of planets with astonishing accuracy. For centuries, it was enough. Newtonian gravity became the lens through which we understood motion, structure, and even our place in the universe. But here's the curious part. The same law that explains apples and planets also quietly harbors tiny cracks. Mercury's orbit, for example, didn't behave exactly as Newton predicted. Astronomers measured its path carefully, year after year, and noticed a small but persistent discrepancy. Newton's equations were almost perfect, but not quite. The universe seemed to whisper, "There's more to gravity than you realize." Now, let's zoom in on something that seems small, almost trivial. a tiny wobble in the orbit of Mercury, the closest planet to the Sun. At first glance, Mercury's motion seems ordinary, obedient to Newton's law. But precise observations told a different story. Astronomers noticed that Mercury's orbit slowly shifts, precessing over time, in a way that Newtonian physics couldn't fully explain. It's a subtle effect, only a few arcseconds per century, almost imperceptible, but persistent. For decades, scientists were puzzled. They double-checked their calculations, considered the influence of other planets, even imagined the existence of an unseen planet, Vulcan, lurking near the Sun. Nothing worked. Mercury's tiny deviation was a clue, a whisper from the universe that something fundamental was being overlooked.
Here's the hidden question nobody asks. If Newton's laws work so perfectly everywhere else, why does the closest planet to the Sun break the rule? Is gravity really a simple force that acts at a distance? Or is there a deeper mechanism at play? Why does nature seem to bend its own laws ever so slightly under extreme conditions? This question points to a profound truth. Our everyday understanding of gravity is incomplete. It works for most situations we encounter, yes, but the universe, in its infinite subtlety, hides exceptions. Mercury's orbit is not just an astronomical curiosity. It's a signpost pointing toward a revolutionary new way of thinking. And here's the kicker. Solving this mystery will force us to rethink the very notion of force itself. What if gravity isn't a force pulling objects through space at all? What if the curvature of space and time itself is what guides planets along their paths? Mercury's orbit was more than a puzzle. It was an invitation to see the cosmos differently, to ask the hidden questions we usually ignore, and to open our minds to ideas that challenge intuition and everyday experience.
Newton's law treats gravity as instantaneous. The moment one mass moves, the force is felt everywhere else immediately. That worked beautifully for centuries, predicting planetary motions and tides with remarkable precision. But then came the speed limit of the universe: light. Nothing, not even gravity, can propagate faster than light. Suddenly, the simple, instantaneous tug Newton imagined couldn't be the full story. If the sun were to vanish, Earth wouldn't immediately shoot off in a straight line. There would be a delay, however brief, dictated by the speed of light. This observation cracks open Newton's elegant picture. Gravity cannot simply be a force pulling at a distance. It must travel through something, mediated by the geometry of space and time itself.
Here's the surface-level explanation. Gravity isn't just a mysterious pull. It's constrained by the universe's ultimate speed limit. This limitation hints at a deeper connection between space, time, and matter, something that Newton's equations cannot account for. It's like seeing a familiar painting under new light. The brushstrokes remain, but suddenly you notice hidden textures and patterns that were invisible before. Einstein famously described his happiest thought as realizing that someone in freefall experiences no gravity. Imagine dropping into an elevator, floating weightless as the cable snaps. In that brief, terrifying instant, gravity disappears. Not because the force is gone, but because your reference frame is falling along with it.
This was revolutionary. Gravity wasn't a force at all. It was geometry. Massive objects bend space-time, and objects follow the straightest paths possible in that curved geometry. The apple falls, the moon orbits, Mercury precesses, all not because of an invisible pull, but because the universe's fabric itself is curved. Mass tells space-time how to curve, and space-time tells mass how to move. The twist here is profound.
What we feel as a force is actually the natural motion of objects within a warped geometry. The world we experience is a four-dimensional stage, and every object plays its role according to the curvature written into the very fabric of reality. Now imagine a feather and a hammer dropped on the moon. Without air resistance, they hit the surface simultaneously. Why? Newton's law predicts it, but Einstein explains it differently. Both follow the same geodesic path through curved spacetime. The force of gravity acts equally on all objects because gravity isn't a force, it's geometry. Picture the Earth as a trampoline. The Sun is a heavy bowling ball in the center. Roll smaller balls around it, and they trace curved paths dictated not by pull, but by the warping of the trampoline's surface. The feather and hammer, planets and moons, all follow these natural paths. This thought experiment reveals a deeper truth. Objects don't fall because they are pulled. They fall because the universe's geometry tells them to. And the more massive the object, the more it bends space-time, creating curves for others to follow. Light is massless. According to Newton, it shouldn't bend in a gravitational field at all. Yet observations show that starlight curves around the sun during eclipses. How can something without mass be affected by gravity? Einstein's answer is subtle and elegant. Light follows the curvature of space-time just like planets do. In other words, it's not that gravity pulls light, it's that the stage itself is warped. Imagine walking along a hill. Your path is straight locally, but the hill curves globally. Light always takes the straightest path, but in a curved space-time, straight looks bent. This is where layers of understanding emerge. On the surface, gravity seems like a force. Dig a little deeper, and you see objects follow geodesics. Go further, and you realize that the curvature of spacetime affects everything, including things we once thought immune. Gravity is a universal sculptor, shaping the paths of matter and light alike. Returning to Mercury, Einstein's theory resolves the tiny anomaly that baffled Newtonian physics. Mercury's orbit precesses slightly because it moves through spacetime curved by the sun's mass. Newton's law was nearly perfect, but it ignored the subtle bending of spacetime itself. Now imagine expanding this view across scales. The curvature around massive stars, galaxies, even black holes, produces phenomena that seem bizarre. Gravitational lensing, time dilation, orbital precession. On microscopic scales, space-time may ripple in quantum fluctuations. On cosmic scales, the universe itself stretches, creating the framework in which galaxies drift apart. Gravity, in Einstein's picture, is both simple and complex. The same curvature that explains Mercury explains the bending of light from distant quasars, the collapse of stars, and the expansion of the universe itself. Every scale is connected by the geometry of spacetime. One of the most astonishing consequences of spacetime curvature is time itself. Near a massive object, time slows down relative to a distant observer. Clocks on satellites tick slightly faster than clocks on Earth's surface. This isn't science fiction. It's essential for GPS systems to work. Gravity doesn't just move objects. It reshapes time. Your heartbeat, your thoughts, the flow of seconds are all subtly influenced by the presence of mass. The universe, it seems, is not a backdrop against which events unfold. It participates actively in the unfolding. Mass sculpts space, bends paths, and even stretches or compresses the rhythm of time. The big insight is this:
Gravity is not merely a force acting in space. Gravity is a dynamic interplay between mass, space, and time. Understanding it requires us to think beyond intuition, beyond apples and planets, into the very architecture of reality.
Think about free fall for a moment. An astronaut drifting inside a spacecraft experiences no weight, floating effortlessly. This is not anti-gravity. It is the universe revealing its geometry. Free fall is not resistance to a force. It is the natural state of motion in curved spacetime. All objects, from dust grains to planets, follow these natural paths. Gravity isn't something to fight against. It is a statement of how the universe organizes itself. It shapes motion, but does so elegantly and universally. Philosophically, this invites a humbling realization. What we perceive as forces are often shadows of deeper truths. Gravity teaches us that the world is stranger and more interconnected than everyday experience suggests.
Finally, we arrive at the ultimate revelation. Gravity is not a force in the classical sense. It is geometry. Mass and energy tell spacetime how to curve, and spacetime tells mass how to move. The apple falls, Mercury orbits, light bends, and time flows differently, all because of this geometric dance. Consider the implications. The universe is not merely a stage on which events happen. It is a living, malleable fabric, responding to the presence of matter and energy. Every orbit, every falling object, every beam of light is a testimony to this profound structure. To understand gravity is to understand the architecture of reality itself.
When you next watch an apple fall or gaze at the stars, remember, you are witnessing space-time in action. The force you feel under your feet is geometry. The mystery of mass creating gravity is not a puzzle to solve with brute force, but a window into the elegant, subtle, mind-expanding truth of the cosmos.